Well, hello, fellow diamond painters. Yeah, it's DP Crazy Lady again. It's 12:42 a.m. So it would end up being the 20th now on a Saturday, 2026 of June. I told you from my last video that I was going to start this little old lady knitting. I guess they call it old lady knitting. Uh, I've yet to consider myself an old lady yet. Like I said before, unless I look in the mirror. If I'm not looking in the mirror, I don't feel like an old lady. But I do knit, I crochet, cross stitch, woodworking. I mean, you name it. And there's a hobby out there. I've probably done it as long as it's uh, indoors or, works for me and reasonable. So let's see if I can show you the picture of it. I don't know if it's going to show up real well because I don't know how much light I have here. I have the mate to this, what I consider the mate. And as soon as I figure out what roll it's on, that I have on my door, I have one of those plastic things where you put rolls of, it was 4 rolls of, I don't know if it's some kind of contact paper or whatever it was. Anyway, I've slid all the diamond paintings that I've done as far as the smaller ones on that, so it's hanging on the door. And I have to see where the little old lady is. And as I'm doing this one, I want to show you the mate to this because these are adorable. Okay, this is what I've done so far. And with the light out, it's just as nice. I can already see her foot showing up and some balls of yarn. So I thought while I was on here, I'd talk just a short little bit. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I hope the heck you can hear me. I have to charge my mic, my extra mic. So let's hope you can hear me or crank the volume up if that helps. And yes, I have coffee. I have my coffee. So very, very good. So now I got to find what color I was on. Okay, the G, I don't see any G's here, so I guess I don't need that. When I'm using this, you have to, it only covers a certain amount of them, and then when you take it off, you have to fill in the gaps. I don't see any G's, and I try to go down the list, starting with 1 and working my way down to fill in that area. So, number 7 is K, and there might be 1, so I won't need to dump. So I'll just take 1 out and put it in, and probably find out that I missed 1 later. Anyhow, I thought I would talk a little bit while I try to finish this up. And I lost the drill. There it is, the drill. One little story I was going to tell you that I thought was kind of funny. It's not funny because it's going to cost me some money, but it's weird. So anyhow, I had gotten my brakes fixed on my car beginning of this year, I think it was, or the end of last year. I think it was at the beginning. And it was just the front ones. And I don't know if the idiots that took the hubcaps off when they were doing the brakes and everything didn't put them on right or something, and I ended up losing a left front hubcap. So I was riding around with 3 hubcaps. And I kept telling my daughter, I said, I've got to get another set of hubcaps because I can't replace them just by one. And the hubcaps that were on there are like a thick plastic anyway. Um, they're just decorative, and they were cracked and chipped and what have you. So I told her, I said, I've got to get another set of hubcaps. Well, financially different things happen with, the furnace and the pup and, a few other things I had to do. And with gas prices and everything, it's like, okay. So anyway, the other day I was making my rounds through town, and I always try to make a complete circle on anything I have to do. That way, I start at one end, go around, and it drives me right back to home. So I don't have to backtrack or anything. So I'm making my way down my last round, coming out of town, and all of a sudden I hit a pothole that was not marked. They didn't even have a cone on it. It was nearer the edge of the road in town, and it slammed my right front and right rear tires so hard that, I mean, you could just you could feel it, you could hear it. It just slammed, and I happened to look in my rearview mirror and I see a hubcap rolling. So I thought, oh great, I popped another hubcap. So I did a U-turn. Yes, I did. In my little bitty car, I can do a U-turn in the middle of a lane and no, not in anybody's way. So anyway, I made a U-turn, went around, and picked up the hubcap. Well, when I was coming around to pick up the hubcap, I noticed I had lost that hubcap, which I picked up, but I had also lost another one somewhere. So all this time, and I know I don't always pay attention to my stupid car. All this time I was riding around with only 2 hubcaps. One on the right front, and one on, I believe, the left rear. I'm not sure. So I'm feeling like an idiot and some, whatever, riding around with 2 hubcaps. So now I have to go out to the car and pull off that last remaining hubcap and look like I feel like an ex of mine used to, you know, prop up his cars in the middle of the yard and, up on blocks and stuff like that and pull hubcaps. I mean, I felt like one of those. So anyway, I said, there I go. So I'm hoping next month, I know Walmart has hubcaps. It's only a 15-inch. My wheels are only 4 lug nuts, which doesn't matter with the hubcaps because they, as long as they're 15-inch, fine. And I seen some through Walmart. I guess you order them and they go into the store the next day from wherever their warehouse is. And excuse me, they're about $30 or something like that. It's not too bad because they're just plastic and that's all I need. But I'm going to have them put them on or go to the other garage that I've went to and have them put them on because I don't have a rubber mallet. Because even being plastic, they're not going to pop on real easy. And before I do that, though, I have to take the car down to a car wash where you wash it yourself because my car is too small to fit in a regular car wash. It won't ride the tracks. It's the wheelbase is it's too tiny. And I've taken it into those automated ones where the car just sits and, the stuff rolls around it, or um, water sprays and stuff like that. It misses my car. It'll get some along the sides, but it misses the nose of the car and the rear end completely. The car comes out, uh, and you can see streaks and everything where it tried to spray it, but it misses it. So I have to go ahead and take it to where I can wash it myself, because I sure as heck can't wash it here. Number one, I don't have an outside spigot. And number two, with the prices they charge, are charging us for water and everything else. Plus, they said we're not allowed to wash our cars here anymore, which I never did anyway. Um, so uh, that resolves that. I have to take it and at least wash the rims that are on there and stuff, so that it won't be all the crud underneath. So I have to do that. And then everybody's been asking me, how Liam's doing and stuff like that. He's doing really, really well. I ended up having to take him to the other vet, which ended up costing us about $200, which that's what I mean by having other expenses and not being able to get my hubcaps and things. So the it was crazy. We took him there, and the vet said, I said, well, you better put a muzzle on, because he may try to bite you if you're going to check his rear end. So they brought in the muzzle. We flipped it on him, and this vet, I swear, uh, Liam is 16 pounds, but he's itty bitty. He's a little rat terrier, and it took three of us to hold him down. I think I'd mentioned it before, but that vet had his finger up Liam's butt so far, I swear to God, it was going to come out the other end. And he was just jumping all over and everything. Well, the vet said it was just an infected anal gland, because he hadn't been able to express it himself or whatever. They gave him a shot for inflammation, and I told him, I said, I need medication. If you're going to give him this stuff, he needs to have some antibiotics. And he said, well, yeah, we got some pills and stuff. I said, I said, you just saw how he reacted what you were doing at that end. He ain't going to like it at the other end. I am not getting bit again trying to give him pills. So they worked around and worked around and worked around and said, well, we'll see what we can do. And they finally mixed up some antibiotics or whatever and gave some liquid stuff for painkiller in case he was uncomfortable. And he's been doing great. He finished up all that medication over a week or so ago. He's doing fine. No major issues. And I ended up buying what they call Glandex from Walmart, that works like fiber, I guess, to help them, like make their poo a little tighter or whatever. So as they're moving their bowels, it expresses the anal sacs, I guess, the anal glands. But I'm still going to make sure I take him and have them when I take him. The vet said something about like every 3 months or something like that. Just to check him. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on him myself, make sure he's been doing really good. His poo is good. No major issues. So far, so good. And like I said, this is, I don't know if I had mentioned, this is Paint Some Way. I'm sorry. This is Paint Some Way. Like I said, I have the, what I call like the twin to it. 20 colors. It's around. It's a 40 by 40. I really like this because I had done, like I said, the other one to this, and it's really, really nice. It turned out really well. This won't take me long to get through it, and but I wanted to show it to you that I said I was going to start it, and I did. And I wasn't going to come back until Monday, but I thought, what the heck, you know, I'll just do a little quick video or chat with you a few minutes that like I said, I haven't done in quite a while. I'll probably be up through the rest of the night or somewhat. um, Paint Some Way has contacted me, and not sure when they will ship the next PR package, but they have uh, agreed to another on their own. They contacted me, so I said, okay, great, that's fantastic. So the other thing that is going on is that I can't mow my grass myself. I just my back hurts so bad sometimes I just can't do it. And I had asked the park if they, what they would charge if they would mow my grass twice a month, every 2 weeks. That's all it needs. Well, they said if I had a mower and I gave them my mower, that they would go ahead and mow my grass for free. So I said, okay, great. I got a mower. It works. I just can't use it. Well, I don't know what the hell they did to my mower, but they hadn't come back to mow the grass. And I finally got a hold of them, but they never called me back. But the maintenance dude came down here, and he said, here, we're giving you your mower back. We can't. First, he said he couldn't get it started. And I said, that's BS. And then he said, well, we can get it started, but it only runs for a short time and then it quits. And I don't know what they did to it. I don't know if they messed the timing up on it, or, I'm going to try, because I started it right away while he was here and pushed it a little while, and then all of a sudden it quit. Well, I think I know what's wrong with it. Well, one or two things. It's either it needs some dry gas in it because maybe some water got in the line, or one of the lines is it has a squishy button on it. You squish it so many times, and it feeds the fuel to the carburetor, and then it fires up and starts and runs, but then it stops because it's not getting the fuel. So either the lines got clogged, or there's water in the line, from moisture or something. So I'm going to try and see if I can pull the line off and check it and see if there's anything in it, and then try and either some dry gas or some carb cleaner or something like that, and see if I can get it running again, running the way it's supposed to, because there's already a new spark plug on it, and I'm going to see if the carburetor needs cleaned up too. So I don't know. So now they finally mowed the grass and stuff, so now I got to figure out what I'm going to end up having to pay them to mow the grass, because the first time they mowed it, they charged me $15. And I can't afford another $30 to $40 a month. I just can't afford it. And with what they're charging for everything else, you'd think they'd include that in some of the rent or whatever, because it's not like I have a huge yard, So anyway, well, I guess I've been on here long enough. Yep. So I'm going to get off here and finish this section and move up to where there's a kitty. And can't wait to, I think I'm going to go up as far as to the lamp that's up here, or the table, and then move over to the left. And that way this will probably take me, well, by Monday I should be pretty close on it if I continue to work on it. Uh, and it depends on how many hours I work on it. So I thought I'd let you know that I'm still diamond painting, and wanted to have just a little chat, you know. Um, but I'll tell you, I felt like an idiot riding around with two hubcaps. I felt completely stupid. I mean, it was bad enough riding around with three, but two, and then to watch that one go flying, and a big semi back behind me, and he just sat at the light and waited for me to curve around, get my hubcap, and leave. So, and that was right in the middle of town. So, and I'm in a very small town. So, it's hilarious. So, anyhow, I hope you all diamond paint over the weekend if you get a chance to. Hope your weather's good. Ours has been off and on. Hasn't been as hot all this week. It's been a little cooler, like in the low to mid 70s. So that's not bad. Rained maybe twice, but we've had gray clouds. I mean, it'd be nice and bright, and all of a sudden, it would look like it was getting evening, and it would just gray, 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 and then boom, that would leave, nothing spit out, So I don't know what's, going on. So I hope you all have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Um, and I will definitely get back with you on Monday. So hugs to you all. Love you. DP Crazy Lady. I'm out.